Hi folks, I'm Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. In November 2023, Shark took our drones to Virginia to investigate hound hunting, a particularly sadistic cruelty that victimizes both target and non-target animals as well as people. Virginia is just one of 2 states that allows hound hunters to access private property to retrieve their hunting dogs with a law known as right to retrieve. Everything about this activity is wrong. For one thing, hound hunters are not required to even give notice that they're coming onto someone's property. The hounds are equipped with GPS collars that allow hunters to track hounds without the hunter being on site. The hounds are loosed while the hunter stays cozy in his truck, tracking them from a cell phone. The hounds roam wherever they want, unsupervised. The slobs involved abuse this law to hunt wherever and whatever they want. The dogs chase wildlife, mostly deer, onto private property and roadways. Legally, landowners can't stop an owner of a hunting dog from roaming their property if the hunter claims to be retrieving their dog. Even if the killers stay off the private property, landowners can do nothing to keep the dogs away. This completely violates a property owner's right to exclude trespassers, and it's just plain dangerous. Besides trashing property rights, hound hunting is a brutal practice. Multiple packs of hounds chase the deer or other wildlife mercilessly. Run to exhaustion, the animals are then easily shot. The killers declare this embarrassment to be a long-held tradition, but it isn't hunting, it's just slaughter by slob. Being chased relentlessly by hounds is extremely traumatic for deer. According to a study called Physiological Effects of Hunting Red Deer,
evidence suggests that red deer are not well adapted by their evolutionary or individual history to cope with the level of activity imposed on them when hunted with hounds.
Deer are not the only victims. The hounds routinely cross onto privately posted properties. They chase whatever's in their path, including farm animals. Meanwhile, the hunter is nowhere near the hounds and is unconcerned about the havoc they cause. Horses, sheep, goats, and chickens are chased, and some are killed every year by hounds. Landowners suffer intense stress trying to protect their animals and property. These attacks can come at any time, from several directions, with hounds closing in from all sides. It's not just chaotic, it's an invasion. In Powhatan County, Shark surveilled a horse farm plagued by hound hunting. One thoroughbred named Cheerio had been run nearly to death by hounds in 2020. The landowner recounts.
4 packs of hounds came through. Cheerio was chased mercilessly. I couldn't catch him or the hounds. At one point I raced back to the road front, begging the hunters parked there to come get their hounds. They refused, said their hounds weren't on my property. In fact, they laughed at me. My veterinarian thought his leg was broken.
Today, Cheerio is permanently lame and instantly panicked whenever he hears the hounds. Cheerio's farrier notes, sadly, the traumatic injury to Cheerio is not a rare occurrence. Even now, years after, with intense ongoing treatment, these hunters continue to harass this horse and his stablemates. Stories like this are repeated across Virginia. None of these incidents are acknowledged by officials. No one compiles the financial cost of damage to impacted landowners. Cheerio's vet bills alone have totaled over $30,000 and continue to accumulate. A lawsuit by Virginia landowners is in the works against the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources. The plaintiffs are challenging the right to retrieve law. According to the lawsuit, one plaintiff leases his land to deer hunters who do not use hounds, yet hunting hounds trespass regularly, ruining the hunting for the paying hunters. Another plaintiff runs a horse boarding business. Baying dogs run through the property, spooking the horses and presenting a risk of harm to riders. Hounds chase deer across roadways with no consequence. An eyewitness account.
Hounds chased a small buck into the road and the deer was struck by an SUV. We went over to check on the driver and she was okay. The deer was dead. A guy with a gun and orange cap came out of the woods, and I asked if those were his dogs. He went back in the woods and tried to hide, but we could still see his orange cap.
The end of the hound hunting season ends as tragically as it begins. Wandering, abandoned hounds are common. Shelters take in scores of them each January, many in poor condition. Many are euthanized. Shark has learned about hound mass grave sites where hunters shoot unwanted hounds at the end of the season. As with other cruel practices highlighted by Shark, hound hunters justify the damage they wreak in the name of sport. They blatantly ignore property rights, and to protect their hunting, they employ a lobbyist to manipulate politicians. They use fear to stop people from speaking out. Political maneuvering and fear of reprisal are the reasons this insidious, destructive hunting law has remained hidden from public view. Until now. Join Virginia landowners in their fight to restore landowner rights, to ensure hunters cannot use hounds to traumatize wildlife, farm animals, and others in their path. Contact Ryan Brown, Executive Director of Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources, Virginia Governor Glenn Younkin, Virginia State Delegate Alfonso Lopez, Chair of the Agriculture Committee, and demand a repeal of the right to retrieve law, which is unconstitutional and downright un-American. If right to retrieve is repealed, the slaughter of deer and other wildlife and of domestic animals with hounds would effectively end. It's time for right to retrieve to be relegated to the pages of history. I'm Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel to see more of our investigations and learn what you can do to help Shark help animals. Consider sharing our videos so other people can help save lives. If you'd like to support Shark directly, you can follow the donation link in the description section of this video. If you'd like to gain access to exclusive content, consider sponsoring us on Patreon.